everybody. Welcome to Drum Magazine. I'm Brian Andres here today with the Afro-Caribbean practice pad. We're going to talk about bass drum variations within an Afro-Cuban 12/8 measure. Okay, so for example 1, we're going to use a ride cymbal pattern that's commonly found in a lot of Afro-Cuban music. There are multiple patterns, but we're going to use one that's very adaptable to different styles of music. It's going to be a 12/8 measure, but you can also feel that as 4 triplets in a 4/4 measure. So it would either be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. All right, you can decide what works best for you. The cymbal pattern sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So taking that ride cymbal, in example 2, we're going to add a snare drum part and a left foot part. I'm going to play the left foot part on a cowbell. It's just going to be a dotted quarter note feel. And with my left hand, I'm going to play, if you're counting it 12/8 measure, I'm going to play the cross stick on the 2, the 5, the 8, and the 11th note of that 12 note measure. All right, so that's going to sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so for example 3, we're going to take what we just did in example 2, but we're going to add bass drum on the quarter note pulse. If you're thinking in triplets of the rhythm, all right? So it's going to line up with the cowbell. So it's going to sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so example 4, we're going to keep everything that our hands and our left foot are doing, but we're going to move our bass drum pattern 1/8 note over. All right, so now that bass drum is going to line up with your left hand playing the 2, 5, 8, and 11th eighth note of a 12/8 note measure. Or if you're thinking in triplets, the second note of every triplet. All right, so it's going to sound something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, example 5, again, we're just going to move that singular bass drum note over to now the 3rd note of every triplet, and we're keeping our hands the same: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so example 6, we're now moving to a 2-note phrase on the bass drum. We're going to play the 1st and 2nd note of the triplet: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, example 7, we're going to split those 2 notes up on the bass drum and play the 1st and 3rd note of the triplet. It's going to sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so now we have example 8. We're keeping 2 bass drums in this pattern, but we're going to play the 2nd and 3rd note of the triplet: 1, 2, 3, 4. So for example number 9, I'm going to give you a little combination of snare drum, bass drum pattern, 4-bar phrase. All right, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, well, thank you for joining us here at Drum Magazine. This is the Afro-Caribbean practice pad lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.